my channel, young, experienced and ambitious professionals. In today's video, we are going to talk about noun-verb connection. What is it? What does it mean? And why is it important for you to know them? How they will impact your language proficiency. Let's dive into it. Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Let's talk about noun and verb connections. What are they? Those are usually nouns which occur only with specific verbs and have specific meaning in that relationship. Why are they important to know? Because knowing them will give you some kind of proficiency in that language. You will be able to replace existing phrases and expressions with those which sound more professional. Usually the verbs and those nouns can occur separately, but having them in that specific relationship will give them a specific meaning which you can use in a specific context. One grammatical hint up front: they can usually not be used in a plural form. That means, for example, Wahl treffen, to make a choice, cannot be used as Wahlen treffen, to make choices. Remember that. The first expression I want you to know is einen Antrag stellen, which means to apply for something or to make an application. There is a verb in German which means exactly the same and replaces the verb-noun connection. Do you know which one is it? That's beantragen. It's a verb which means exactly the same. Let's give you an example. You need a work visa, but you need to apply for it. You would say, ich brauche ein Arbeitsvisum. Ich muss einen Antrag stellen. Hey, the second phrase or the second verb-noun connection is zur Diskussion stellen, which means to bring up for discussion. An example for that is, das Thema wurde zur Diskussion gestellt. The topic was brought up for discussion. Das Thema wurde zur Diskussion gestellt. The next noun-verb connection is zur Frage stellen. It is a very common one and will be used at universities, in a professional life, basically everywhere. So you should know it. In Frage stellen, and that means to question something. An example is, sie stellt immer alles in Frage. She always questions everything. Sie stellt immer alles in Frage. Another one is zur Rede stellen, which means to take someone to talk, to confront someone with something. An example would be, wir müssen ihn morgen zur Rede stellen. Wir müssen ihn morgen zur Rede stellen. That would mean we need to confront him tomorrow, or tomorrow we will confront him. Number 5 verb-noun expression or connection is zur Verfügung stellen. Zur Verfügung stellen, which means to provide. An example: das Unternehmen stellt den Mitarbeitern Computer zur Verfügung. The company provides employees with computers. Interesting point about this expression is it's an active action performed by a person. So you provide something to someone, for example, zur Verfügung stellen. There's another one which is called zur Verfügung stehen, and it's more passive. It describes that something was already provided, it's already available. The next one is in Verbindung stehen, which means to be in contact with, to be connected with something. A great example here would be, das Unternehmen steht in Verbindung mit einem ausgezeichneten Know-how. Das Unternehmen steht in Verbindung mit einem ausgezeichneten Know-how, which means the company is connected to an excellent expertise. By the way, did you know that know-how is an English word used in German for expertise? Number 7 is in Zusammenhang stehen, which means to be connected to something, associated with something. An example here is: Diese Funktion steht in Zusammenhang mit der Software. Diese Funktion steht in Zusammenhang mit der Software. This function, this feature is connected to the software or is associated with the software. The first one with the verb kommen is in Frage kommen. Something is possible. Let's give you an example. Someone wants to go out tonight and is asking you questions, and someone will answer, I'm out. It's not possible for me to go out with you. You will say, lass uns heute Abend ausgehen. Lass uns heute Abend ausgehen. And someone might answer, es kommt nicht in Frage. Es kommt nicht in Frage. Or you could say, es kommt nicht für mich in Frage, which means it's not possible for me. I'm out. Another one with kommen is zum Vorschein kommen. Zum Vorschein kommen, which means to emerge, to appear. An example here would be: In dem neuen Projekt sind viele Probleme zum Vorschein gekommen. In dem neuen Projekt sind viele Probleme zum Vorschein gekommen. And that means many problems emerged, appeared during the new project. Another one is zum Ausdruck kommen. It's also using the verb kommen. It's more passive than active, and you would use it in a sentence like: In seiner E-Mail sind seine Gefühle zum Ausdruck gekommen. In seiner E-Mail sind seine Gefühle zum Ausdruck gekommen, which means his feelings were expressed very well in his email. They were expressed very well. This very well emphasizes more this noun-verb expression. Number 11 is to bring to an end, to conclude, and that would be in German zu Ende bringen. Zu Ende bringen. An example here is: Wir müssen dieses Projekt zu Ende bringen. We must bring this project to an end. Wir müssen dieses Projekt zu Ende bringen. Another functional verb is treffen, which quite often refers to some sort of a conclusion. An example here is eine Abmachung treffen, which means to make an arrangement. Let's look at a sentence. Die Mitarbeiter mussten eine Abmachung treffen. Die Mitarbeiter mussten eine Abmachung treffen. And that means the employees have to make an arrangement. Next one is a very common verb-noun connection using the verb treffen, which is eine Entscheidung treffen, to make a decision. You will use this one on a daily basis. So an example here would be: Ich muss bis nächste Woche eine Entscheidung treffen. Ich muss bis nächste Woche eine Entscheidung treffen, which means I need to make a decision by next week. I need to make a decision by next week. Another one is eine Wahl treffen, which means to make a choice. An example here would be: Der Verbraucher kann eine Wahl treffen. Der Verbraucher kann eine Wahl treffen. The consumer can make a choice. Please keep in mind there's no plural form. As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, you cannot say die Wahlen treffen, or something like that. There's only singular form used in that connection. Another functional verb here is nehmen. We could say einen Einfluss nehmen, which means to influence. An example here is: Ihre Entscheidung kann einen Einfluss auf Ihr Berufsleben nehmen, which means your decision could influence your professional life. The next one is in Kauf nehmen. which means to accept something you don't necessarily like. In Kauf nehmen has nothing to do with kaufen. Do you remember? We just had another example with einen Einfluss nehmen, which can be replaced with beeinflussen. It's not the same case here. So please don't replace kaufen, einkaufen with in Kauf nehmen. In Kauf nehmen, as I said, is more like accept something, to consider something. An example in a sentence would be, Sie müssen die zusätzlichen Gebühren in Kauf nehmen. Sie müssen die zusätzlichen Gebühren in Kauf nehmen, which means you have to accept additional fees or you have to consider additional fees. Another one which is using the verb nehmen is Rücksicht nehmen, to be considerate, to have regards for. An example for that one is, bitte nehmen Sie Rücksicht auf Ihre Mitarbeiter. Bitte nehmen Sie Rücksicht auf Ihre Mitarbeiter, which means please considerate your employees. Do you know which verb can be used here instead of Rücksicht nehmen? It's berücksichtigen, of course. Number 18 expression, which is used every day, is auf dem Laufenden sein. Auf dem Laufenden sein, which means to be up to date. We can use it in a sentence like, sie ist immer auf dem Laufenden. Sie ist immer auf dem Laufenden. She always is up to date. Interesting point. How do we negate sentences with a preposition? So the combination that have a preposition, they use nicht. Sie ist nicht auf dem Laufenden. Sie ist nicht auf dem Laufenden. Let's jump to the next one, which is eine Rolle spielen. Eine Rolle spielen means to play a role, to be important. Let's look at an example. Der Preis spielt eine Rolle. The price plays a role. The price is important. How do we negate this one? There's obviously no preposition in this one. If we use Verb-Noun-Connections and combinations which do not have a preposition, we will simply use kein, keine. For example, der Preis spielt keine Rolle. Der Preis spielt keine Rolle. The very last one for today is zur Sprache bringen, which means to bring up something. Let's look at an example. Bringt morgen das Thema zur Sprache. Bringt morgen das Thema zur Sprache. Please keep in mind, zur Sprache will never occur right after the verb. It will be grammatically incorrect. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was beneficial for you and I will see you in my next videos. Have a nice day, einen schönen Tag, vielen Dank und tschüss!